And better late than never, there we are. So Shipman family, you're not only on MixLR, you're now on YouTube. So the microphone is hot. If you need to say some sweet nothings that are none toward, tell me to mic or mute it, and I'll take care of that for you. I love Mr. Shipman, even though his son can't stand me, but that's a different story. But I love this man right here. Good guy. His son, of course, went to Northwestern High School as a Clemson Tiger. I think he legitimately has 2 degrees from Clemson. You actually see him on TV because he's on the sidelines for Clemson football. My favorites are when he's walking around with a clipboard and he has that look on his face like, why in the world did we call that play? That's the thing about Ship. He doesn't, the poker face, he's still working on the poker face, but we're headed to the bottom of the first inning, and Sam Chiz will get the start for Fort Mill Post 43. The defensive starters are Eli Craddock at third. Gabe Simmons is at short. The second baseman is Nico Bartolotti. The first baseman is Scott Young. Zach Jennings is at center field. And Jonathan Barshow's in right. And deep in the corner in left field, trying to still see who that is, as Hunter Busquet fires the warm-up pitch down there. That's number 6. That's Drew. As Hunter Busquet fires the warm-up pitch down there, that's number 6. That's Drew Enders out in left field. So those are
once again,
your defenders.
Post 43, Sam Chiz leading off for Post 34, the shortstop, number 2, John Wimmer.
And the leadoff man here for Rock Hill, as you heard in the background, is Rock Hill High School, John Wimmer. He is a one-man wrecking crew. Even though there's nobody on and nobody out, I'd walk him. And I ain't kidding. The pitch, breaking ball, inside corner, called a strike. Fort Mill High School decided to pitch to this kid, and all he did was hit a solo homer and tie the game at 4. Now, that's when the game got really good. It turned out way different than a lot of people thought it was going to at the time. The pitch, breaking ball, just off the corner. Actually, that's staying corrected. That home run gave Rock Hill the lead in that game. Fort Mill came from behind to win that game 20-6, but that's again, there were so many turning points in that game. It was like a soap opera that lasted 4 hours. That pitch low and outside the zone from Sam Chiz. His dad, Ryan, is down below us, also filming on Game Changers, so you have many options here tonight. The 2-1 from Sam, outside corner at the knees. Good frame job by Biscuit. It's 2-2. It'll be Wimmer, Jackson, Stout, Wilson, Canty, Parks, Douglas, Moore, and Latham for Rock Hill Post 34, who I believe are undefeated. The 2-2 swung on and whistled foul right side. I think Rock Hill's 7-0, 4-0 in South Carolina American Legion play, and I'm getting the thumbs up. Being a nerd pays dividends every once in a while. Not often, though. Another 2-2 from Sam. Try to bring it in the front door with the breaking ball and a little too far inside. Jeremy McCoy, the head coach of Rock Hill. His brother Jordy is an assistant, as is Shipman. And the other 2 gentlemen's names escape me at the moment. The 3-2, that one's high. And I believe that's ball 4, and it is to John Wimmer. So the leadoff man aboard here for Rock Hill Post 34. And the next batter will be Josh Jackson.
Now batting second baseman, number 4, Josh Jackson.
So that'll push Sam Chiz into the stretch. Sam, a tall, lanky right-hander, brings the first pitch fastball just off the inside corner. Appreciate y'all tuning in tonight, wherever you may be. Happy Tuesday, everybody. We tried desperately last night to find a place to play, and the location got changed at one point, and everybody's ready to rock and roll, and then the rain blew up that field. So there you go. Snap throw to first, and it gets by Scott Young. It ties him up. It's going to roll all the way to the fence. That's going to be an E1. Hitting the bag is second on his way to third, and going in standing up will be Wimmer. And that'll be the first error of the night on Fort Mill, and it's a costly one. So the go-ahead run for Rock Hill now 90 feet away, and not a soul is out. So Sam will go back to the windup. That pitch swung on and fouled straight back. Nice hack by Jackson. Sam kicks and fires. That's a beautiful changeup right on the outside corner at the knees. A ball and 2 strikes. Here to Jackson. Josh out of South Point High School. That pitch off the outside corner. Nice slide job there by Hunter Biscay, affectionately known as Biscuit. That pitch is swung on. It's going to be roped into right field. It's going to drop for a base hit, and Rock Hill draws first blood, 1-0. So the walk to Wimmer, then the E1, and now a base hit to right. It's 1-0, post 34. And the next batter will be Riley Stout.
Coming to the plate, first baseman, number 3, Riley Stout.
You probably can hear coaches in the background calling out numbers. Sometimes those mean something, and sometimes it's a whole bunch of nothing. Snap throw to first by Sam. There are chat rooms open, and they are live on MixLR or on YouTube. We've got listeners and watchers on both. Chiz out of the stretch. That pitch off the outside corner to Stout. Riley out of York High School, just graduated. I beg your pardon. He graduated last year. He's now at Newberry. Pitch swung on and a hard ground ball. Runner was in motion, so that no double play. Throw to first in time. The runner was in motion. That ball was not hit hard enough to get it to second. So it'll go as a 4-3 fielder's choice, and that'll take us to number 5, Ethan Wilson.
Now batting the left fielder, number 5, Ethan Wilson.
It's 1-0 Rock Hill in the bottom of the first. I don't think I have enough room for the scoreboard on the screen in order for y'all to see it, unfortunately. Runner out at second, hopping around like he's got ants in his pants. First pitch as a breaking ball stays high from Sam Chiz. As I still hurriedly fill out my scorebook. Pitch swung on and missed. Didn't get cheated there. And come to find out, my big problem with technology was the Mevo camera had never been connected to this particular Wi-Fi. All of that nonsense for that. Unbelievable. Technology hates me. The 1-1, nope, Chiz is going to pirouette around and look the runner back to second. The junior game between these two programs did get played last night here at Rock Hill High School. It was a high-scoring affair. The pitch, that's in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. To number 5, Ethan Wilson. Jackson is the gentleman out at second base who's hopping around the pitch. Swung on, and this one is ripped into center field, but galloping into the gap is Zach Jennings. He'll make the catch, but that ball was a scalded dog.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 22, Cole Canty.
It's 1-0 Rock Hill. If we're going to make it 2-0, up to Canty with 2 outs. And the name of that walk-up song is one of my favorites. Cam Dean of the College of Charleston has that walk-up song. It's called Calabria 2008. Love that song. The pitch, outside corner, catches the corner. For Lawrence and Hillcrest head baseball coach, Coach Nelson and I, it didn't matter if the Cougars were up by 5 or losing by 7. That walk-up song would come on and everybody just start clapping. Everybody in rhythm. Never failed. And now Sam's going to spin around, but he sticks the ball in his pocket because nobody covered the bag. And trying to make sure that the volume is okay on YouTube. Don't know if it's picking up what's in my ear or not. Now time is called, and it's called by the batter. Pitch swung on and a hard ground ball to the third baseman, Eli. He'll look the runner back, throw to first in time, and that will retire the side. However, a run on a hit, one error, and a man left. We head to the second inning. Rock Hill 1, Fort Mill nothing. Give me just a moment here to finish filling out the book. If anybody's watching on YouTube, if you could tell me what the volume's like, I would greatly appreciate it, because it's only going, there's 6 dots on there. It's only going to about the second or the third, which doesn't tell me it's very loud at all. So due up here for Fort Mill in their half of inning number 2, it's going to be Zach Jennings, Sam Chiz, Hunter Busquet. That's 5, 6, and 7 in the order for head coach Tom Skula, assisted by Travis Collier, Jonathan Romano, and Joel Riley. Our beloved athletic director, Mac Banks, he's over at the junior game, which is over at Catawba Ridge tonight, Fort Mill versus Rock Hill. Last night's game, I believe, and I could have this wrong, but I believe the final last night was 16-6. And I believe that also handed Rock Hill their first loss. Fort Mill improved their record to 3-1. Both Rock Hill senior and junior teams are blistering hot to start the 2023 season. And here comes Zach Jennings to get us started for Fort Mill.
Leading off top of the second, number 5, Zach Jennings.
So the 3-sport star from Fort Mill High School will step into the box. Pitch from Sexton. Fastball clips the outside corner for strike 1. I remember Landon Sexton when he was a middle school kid way back in the day. The 0-1 comes inside, and Zach will spin out of the way of that one. I was the public address announcer for what was then called the Piedmont Pride, and his mom and dad were big supporters of that program, and Landon was no bigger than a minute. But that was dang near 10 years ago. That pitch is swung on, a little tapper, third base side, but it will take a left turn and go foul. We're in the top of inning number 2. It's 1-0 Rock Hill. Pitch from Landon. Breaking ball right in the front door. Where was that? I don't know. It's 2-2. But we'll take it. The 2-2 from Sexton swung on and a tapper first base side. Big hop, but the first baseman will gather it, and he will win the race to the bag. 1 up and 1 down for Sam Chiz.
And the pitcher, number 11, Sam Chiz.
That pitch right in there for a strike from the right hand of Landon Sexton. As I stated, was a York Cougar. That pitch swung on and missed. And Mr. Matt Matthew Young says the volume sounds good. Thank you, sir, for that. Appreciate it. You know, I'm always want to make sure this thing gets balanced out. The 0-2 swung on and a hard hit ground ball. Will it sneak through? Shortstop says it will not sneak through, but it will be a base hit for Sam Chiz. He helps his own calls. First base hit of the night for Fort Mill, and that'll bring up Hunter Biscay. My man Brian Curtis listening in tonight as well. Brian, hope you're doing well, my friend. Nick and Matthew.
Courtesy running, number 1, Drew Brent. Now batting, number 12, Hunter Biscay.
Nick Curtis and Matthew Curtis were both Legion players. Nick is at Coker. And Matthew is at USC Upstate. The pitch, outside corner at the knees. So it looks like the home plate umpire is giving the outside corner, but not necessarily the inside corner. Even though he is over the left shoulder of the catcher, that pitch is swung on and missed. Home run cut from Hunter, and it's 0-2. Top of the second, 1-0 Rock Hill. Pitch to Hunter. That's a fastball outside the zone. A ball and 2 strikes. The sun, as you can see, setting off behind us here at Rock Hill. There's a tree line as far as the eye can see. And yes, that tree line does kind of mess with fly balls in this ballpark. The 1-2 swung on and a hard ground ball to the second baseman. Could be 2. They'll go to second for 1, relay to first in time. A 4-6-3 double play retires the side. Fort Mill goes in order after the base knock. No errors and no men left. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Rock Hill 1, Fort Mill nothing. Game 2 of this series will be tomorrow night at Fort Mill High School. It'll be a 7 o'clock first pitch. So that will be game 2 of the series. And was talking to some of the players before the game tonight, and they were asking, what kind of games have I seen in this ballpark over the years? And I said, how long have you got? I've seen Fort Mill get boat raced. I've seen Fort Mill boat race Rock Hill. I've seen last second walk-off victories. I've seen hit by pitches and almost borderline almost like a barroom brawl. I've seen all kinds of stuff in this ballpark. I've seen coaches get ejected. But it is a nice park. If you look at it, it's 330 down the left field line, 320 down the right, 360 to center. However, if you're going to hit a home run in this park, from my experience, you need to hit it from the foul pole to the left or towards the scoreboard over to the right. I have seen balls go out in the center field, but you got to kill it. And I continue to look for my glasses, which I cannot find. Oh. It's always something with me, ain't it? Oh, and I just remembered where they are. They're in the press box at Fort Mill High School. That's great, John Boy. Slow clap. So we head to the bottom of the second inning and do up here for Rock Hill. Going to be 6, 7, and 8 in their order. Parks, Douglas, Moore.
Number 11, third baseman, Cooper Parks.
First pitch from Chiz, swung on and missed. I think his dad, Ryan, had to reset the stream going on Game Changer because I got a message that it had stopped, but he's fired that back up. Pitch, bounces up there, takes a bite out of biscuit on its way to the backstop. It's 1-1. Cooper, a York Cougar, a rising senior for the York Cougars. In the pitch, swung on and hit hard but foul past Jordy McCoy, who is in the third base coach's box. I'm trying to see who's in the first base coach's box, but because of the sun, having a hard time making out who it is. 1-0 Rock Hills. We play ball here in the bottom of the second. Both teams with a hit, but Fort Mill with the error, and that's been the difference in the game. And that pitch is swung on and roped, backhanded by Eli Craddock. Throw across the diamond is perfect. Another hard hit ball, but an out. 1 up and 1 down for Douglas. Ball was hit hard, but Eli just kind of knelt down, backhanded it, picked it out of the glove, and slung it across. Jay Douglas out of Legion Collegiate. That breaking ball stays high. He now calls Flodar home. He's a stinger. And the number of college players that came out of Flodar is crazy. The pitch swung on and missed. I could sit here for an hour and name Flodar player after player after player that's now in D1 or D2 baseball. The 1-1 from Sam, low and outside, 2 balls and a strike. Bases empty, 1 down. Rock Hill in the all baby blue uniforms, Fort Mill in the navy blue tops, navy blue hat. The 2-1, high and inside, 3 balls and a strike. The sun right in the face of Sam Chiz, along with everybody on the right side of the diamond, kind of in the peripheral vision. The left side of the infield is center fielder Zach Jennings, and that pitch is overcooked, and that's ball 4. Second walk issued by Sam. 1 out base runner for Kamari Moore.
Coming to the plate, right fielder, number 7, Kamari Moore.
Kamari is got a lot of speed to burn, so if you're thinking double play, it's going to have to be a ground ball hit right at an infielder. Right-hander, open stance. Pitch, way outside. Folks have piled into the old ball yard here on Tuesday. We were that close to playing tomorrow night, or last night I should say, but Mother Nature had other ideas. That 1-0, too far inside, 2 balls and no strikes to Kamari Moore. Rock Hill Bearcat, now Hunter Busquet is going to go out there and talk to his former classmate, Sam Chiz. Kamari, a rising senior for Del Corley and the Rock Hill Bearcats. Appreciate everybody tuning in on Facebook and on the MixLR app. Appreciate it very much. If anybody's got any shout-outs or any feedback, let me know. That pitch high and inside, off the inside corner, and just like that, it's 3 balls and no strikes. And Sam has kind of flirted around the strike zone, and when he's been hit hard. There's another throw to first. And Sam is getting some good-natured ribbing from the folks wearing the Post 34 paraphernalia. That gentleman's having the fun at the old ballpark. That ball's in there for a strike. Gentleman named Buck is the athletic director. I got to talk to him for about 10, 15 minutes before tonight's game. That was fun. The 3-1 in there for a strike, and it loads it up at 3-2. So the runner at first will be on the move. Sam's going to throw over there just to kind of keep him as close as he can. Payoff pitch. Here it comes. Swung on and whistled foul into the bullpen. First base side. And that'll keep it at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now both pitchers' pitch count is starting to elevate quickly. I will keep a sharp eye on the junior contest. And that ball comes inside and it hits him. Didn't really hit him square on, kind of a glancing blow, but it still hurts nonetheless. That'll be a hit by pitch. And Coach Skula is going to come out and ask if he leaned into it. And that's a judgment call made in real time. I don't think you're going to get that call changed. So it'll be a hit by pitch. So first and second for Rock Hill. And only 1 down. And the next batter is Hunter Latham. They are in the bottom of the second inning over at Catawba Ridge High School. Rock Hill 2, Fort Mill 1.
Coming to the plate, the catcher, number 12, Hunter Latham.
Braden Plyler just singled to put Fort Mill on the board, 2-1. That game can be heard on the MixLR app. Search for One Nation Sports, all one word, One Nation Sports. And now Sam, he throws a second, but a good throw, but it was not a good throw. And Douglas was basically daring Sam to throw the baseball. So the juniors are trailing 2-1. Seniors are trailing 1-0. Sam taking his time. He's going to step off the rubber again. Pitch from Sam Chiz. Sweet chin music pops out of the middle of the catcher Busquet, but not far enough away for anybody to advance. Again, the junior game on the MixLR app can be heard. All you have to type in the search bar is One Nation Sports, all one word. One Nation Sports. You'll see the Nation Ford logo. That pitch just off the inside corner, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. To Hunter Latham. After him, we'll go back to the top of the order and John Wimmer, which makes it incredibly important that Sam Chiz retire Latham in some way, shape, or form. The 2-0 outside corner at the knees with a fastball. It's 2-1. Because if you come up with the bases loaded, you have to pitch to John Wimmer, and he has been an animal all season long. He terrorized Region 3-5A this year. The 2-1 outside and just off the corner. And it's 3 balls and a strike to Latham. Latham graduated from York High School last year. He's also part of the Newberry baseball program. The 3-1 swung on and missed. That was the changeup. Hunter swinging for the downs. And it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. To Hunter Latham, 1-0 Rock Hill, but runners at first and second, and only 1 man out. The pitch swung on and missed. Oh, he took a little something off that and got Latham to swing right over the top of it. So first and second, 2 down, back to the top of the order we go, and the aforementioned John Wimmer, and that's going to bring a visit to the mound by assistant coach Travis Collier, who just finished his 7th season as head coach of the Fort Mill Yellow Jackets. Coach Collier with a record, off the top of my head, to see if I remember it correctly, I think his overall record now is 126 and 58, I believe. But that's just off the top of my head, ish. 1 region crown, 3 district championships, and an upper state title. Other than that, he's pretty much sucked out loud. 2, 3. Finished in 3rd place in Region 3-5A this year. The Region 3-5A champion was the Blythewood Bengals. They won the upper state championship and then lost to River Bluff. They just got a new coach, by the way. The Bengals did. Come to find out, the gentleman who had been the head coach after Banks Faulkner left suddenly and moved to Newberry. Now Coach Faulkner is back in the high school level for a charter school out of Lexington, and the gentleman that took over for him at Blythewood was just the interim coach. So a new head coach for the Bengals.
The shortstop, number 2, John Wimmer.
And if you ask me, the first time that Sam pitched to Wimmer, he pitched around him basically, gave John basically nothing to hit. Pitch from Sam Chiz, breaking ball, high and inside. As action begins to stir in the Fort Mill pen, and I think they're just going to walk Wimmer. I think that'll go as an intentional pass. So that'll load the bases for Jackson.
Now batting number 4, Josh Jackson.
Hey, Ship, was that an intentional?
Yeah, he only threw 1 pitch. He
All
did throw 1 pitch.
Yep. Sam back to the windup. Pitch. Swung on and missed at a pitch that was low outside the zone. Douglas is at third, Moore at second, Wimmer at first. It's 1-0 Rock Hill, but they're trying to put up a crooked number. The 0-1, Swung on and a tapper. Third base side, a tough play. Sam's going to let it bounce, and he's got no play. That'll be an infield base hit. That ball had an exit velo of about 40 miles an hour, but it's an RBI base hit nonetheless, and it's 2-0. So giving RBI to Jackson, coming home to score, was Douglas. And the inning will continue for Riley Stout.
Riley Stout.
So the senior team now trails it 2-0 to Rock Hill. That pitch inside the zone. Good news over at Catawba Ridge High School. They're still in the bottom of the second inning. Fort Mill has turned the tide. They were down 2-0, now up 4-2. The 0-1 swung on and a missile deep left field. Drifting back is Indris, but he'll settle under it, and that will retire the side. However, a run on one base hit. No errors. The bases left loaded. We head to the third inning. Rock Hill 2 and Fort Mill nothing. And quite frankly, folks, that could have been a lot worse. So if I'm scoring it correctly, one run for Rock Hill is earned. The other one was not. But let me double check my scoring here. Because of the error, yep. So 2-0 Rock Hill. The juniors have now taken a 5-2 lead over Rock Hill. I'll give you a synopsis of that half inning so far for the junior team. Started with a double, then a ground out, then a walk, a single, error, single, and now Braden Hampton is at the plate. 5-2 Fort Mill. And actually, I was trying to see where the second out was recorded for the junior team, and it looks like Brink was actually thrown out at home. So Coach Mike Lewis doing what Coach Mike Lewis does, being uberly aggressive. Landon Sexton is the starter for Rock Hill, back out on the bump for post 34. 2 innings so far for Landon, just a 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 K, 34 pitches, 21 strikeouts. And the leadoff batter will be Jonathan Barshow. So Barshow will get us started, the Catawba Ridge Copperhead.
Barshow.
What in the wide world of sports was that? Pitch from Landon, high and outside to Jonathan. Barshow's in right field tonight. Zach Jennings is in center. Drew Indris is in left, and Drew stands on deck. The 1-0 pops the mid of the catcher outside the zone. 2-0 as Landon staring right into the sun, but only for about 5 more minutes-ish. The 2-0 inside corner, right above the knees. 2 balls and a strike to Barshow. Third baseman going to play off the line. Everybody else fairly straight up. The 2-1 swung on and missed. That was ball 3 above the hands, but it's 2-2. Nobody on, nobody out. Fort Mill with work to do, down 2-0. Pitch swung on and missed. Comes back to Fannin. Was behind in the count, 2 balls and no strikes, but then Sexton fires 3 straight ones. So 1 up and 1 down for Drew Indris. Jonathan Romano in the third base coach's box. Joel Riley in the first base coach's box. That pitch is swung on and fouled back to the screen. Travis Collier and Tom Skula are in the dugout. First base side, Rock Hill over in the third base dugout. The backstop very close to home plate in this park. The 0-1. That one misses low and outside. A ball and a strike to Indris, former Indian Land Warrior, now at Caldwell College. And the 1-1 almost hit him in the noggin, goes all the way to the backstop on the fly. It's 2-1. Eli Craddock will go gather that baseball. The 2-1 swung on and missed. Big cut there from Drew. It's 2-2. And the wind was blowing in from right field. It's now shifted. It's now blowing out towards right center field. The 2-2 swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts for Landon Sexton. 2 up and 2 down. We'll go back to the top of the order and Eli Craddock.
Back to the top of the order, number 10, Eli Craddock.
Eli saw one pitch and lined out to right. Pitch from Sexton, that's the slider. And he started a little too far off the outside corner, so it never really got a chance to break in the zone. The 1-0 swung on a hard ground ball. It's a fair ball inside the bag at third. Hitting the bag at first is Eli. Wide turn, but he'll drop anchor. As the left fielder for Rock Hill did a great job of getting to it. That's Wilson, but it's a 2-out base knock for Fort Mill. And the inning continues for Nico Bartolotti. Now, Nico just graduated from Clover High School, but he's still uncommitted. As far as I know, he was uncommitted as of last week. It's a good ball player. Somebody was missing the boat on him. The pitch is swung on and a hard ground ball to the first baseman, knocked down. And staying with it will be the first baseman, Stout, and that will retire the side. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We head to the bottom of the third inning. Rock Hill 2, Fort Mill, nothing. And poor Ryan Chiz continues to have to go over to his phone and reset the camera. He's about ready to chunk that thing out, set it on fire. Back out to the mound for Fort Mill will be the starter, Sam Chiz. No changes defensively for Fort Mill. Through 2.5, your line score. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for Fort Mill. 2-2-0 for post 34. And I'm going to agree with Andrew. I've never seen this home plate umpire in my life either. I don't know him from Sam's house cat. And I've seen, I thought I saw just about all of them. I guess not. There's the throwdown. Getting it started here for Rock Hill Post 34 will be Stout, Wilson, and Canty. 3, 4, and 5 in the order. 2-0 Rock Hill, bottom of the third.